what's happening? Big K Biz, we here to talk real quick. Again, late on this as well. We doing some late stories. It is what it is. We're gonna talk about it. But DJ Akademiks responds after Joe Budden gets accused for taking money from Kendrick Lamar. So of course we're gonna talk about this. We know DJ Akademiks, you know, the top 1%, OVO, Ovulator, Aubrey Angel, Aubrey Apostle, Drake Defender, Drake Disciple. Champagne Crusaders, I coined that one. Hey, give me my credit, you heard. Sorry for my sing-song flow, but we all knew he was going to talk his ish. He was going to weigh in on this topic, especially when it concerns Drake. We will get to when his thoughts about the whole Jay-Z dissing Drake shit. We'll discuss how he felt. By the way, Akademiks, listen, as much as I like Akademiks, sometimes I gotta look at this nigga like, you really do too much. You had the time to call Tory Lanez. I don't know how friendly you and him are. But during that little jail call, you said, hey, yo, Jay-Z was dissing. That sounds crazy as fuck, bro. And to the point you came to announce it on Twitter, I feel like sometimes he plays into this. I thought I was sweating and the sweat marks are crazy. But I feel like sometimes he plays into this corny narrative. Because I just be looking at him sometimes like, nigga, why? Like, why are you doing some of this shit? But anyways, well, it gets people talking, so I guess in a sense it works. But let's see what he has to say about this. Following some allegations from Daylight, oh yeah. Yo, Daylight be saying shit. I remember he said this shit. Pointed at Joe Budden, there is now a debate about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef. So Daylight stirred up a few things, suggesting that Joe Budden was allegedly on some sort of TDE payroll. His comments were eventually scrubbed from the internet, but the damage was done. Subsequently, speculation spread that Joe Budden was somehow paid to favor Kendrick Lamar during the beef with Drake back in 2024. I'm not going to say Joe Budden was paid by TDE. I will say he had a vested interest because he does not like that nigga Drake. I don't know what beef them niggas had in life. They've had some beef. I personally don't understand what the fuck was going on and everything that was happening. But clearly they weren't the fondest of each other. They had some issues with each other. And the fact that niggas was taking down Drake, he was like, hey, listen, I'm going to get over here and hate. He was giving fair critiques, but some of that had some vitriol in there. I'm not going to lie. Anyways, overall, this is quite the allegation. After all, you would prefer that commentators are neutral parties. Sure, Budden has his biased and he wears them on his sleeve, but getting paid to believe a certain narrative is certainly a betrayal of the audience. At this time, Budden has yet to respond to the allegations. Instead, DJ Akademiks has done it for him. While on stream, Akademiks spoke about Kendrick Lamar's promo team. He notes that it isn't Lamar himself who handles that stuff. Instead, it is a man named Kojo, who has come up in quite a bit of the Drake UMG case. Oh yeah, that dude, I do remember that. Akademiks claims that he has worked with Kojo in the past on a range of rollouts for various artists. Prior to Kojo's transition to TDE, Ak claims he got paid handsomely for his work and sees Kojo as a smooth operator in the music promotion space. Ak subsequently went on to say that he sees a scenario in which Kojo could have been paying Joe Budden. However, he doesn't really have the proof to say anything one way or the other. Instead, Ak simply feels as though it is a plausible theory given what he has gone through in the past. The commentator then went on to say that Budden is making a bag right now off of Patreon and that he probably doesn't really need the extra money. I'm not going to say niggas don't need extra money. Let's keep it up. Hey, listen, times is tough. Shit is getting more expensive. You going to pay a nigga like some extra money is what it is. And also, we view Joe Budden as a hater regardless because of whatever him and Drake's beef was in the past. And even though he's commenting on certain things and he's giving in his opinion, a fair commentary, it still looks away or feels away. Like, just like when he had his comments on Iceman and Ak came out like it looks like you made a business decision to speak about the album in a specific way because we don't believe certain thoughts you had on the project. So again, it's just one of them situations where it just looks a bit messy than what it is. But again, we will see where this goes and how this transpires. Again, regardless, niggas will take the extra money if you given a decent lump sum as well. Either way, it is clear that DJ Akademiks could not help but engage himself in some speculation loop as the rest of the internet. In the coming days, we'll see if Joe Budden addresses. He addresses it. The funny part is he did address it, but he also had TDE Punch on the podcast, and even Punch was making the jokes about Joe allegedly, what's it called, being on their side. Now, again, I don't think it would be hard to get Joe over there. With him, his already, I wouldn't say disdain, but critiques and personal issues with Drake, it wouldn't be hard to get that nigga over there. I'm like, yo, say this, say that. You know what I'm saying? Get rid of this light skin, you heard me? So, again, it does make sense. And if we're looking at it how people would say that Drake has Maul and Ack, you know what I'm saying? That TDE has Joe. Again, we can like Kendrick Lamar and Drake at the same time. We gotta stop this picking sides narrative. The only thing with Joe is because he had beef with Drake, and sometimes it looked like it was extra vitriol. You could joke and say he was being performative all he wants. It looked away. It looked like you were hoping for this nigga's downfall. You were praying for this nigga's downfall. You were up days and nights. What fucking Jay-Z said in the Roots Picnic freestyle? Nigga said, I prayed for 40 days. My wrist get flooded again. Neck get flooded again. Nigga, you was trying to get all flooded while this nigga Drake was going down on a decline. And you was going to go over there and fucking dance on that nigga's grave in Toronto. You was going to go having a good little time. But anyways, that's really all I got to say about this situation. It did look away and it's plausible. Again, we don't know these niggas for real. But again, if I'm just looking at Joe Budden, I don't think he needs to accept money. But again, what was that shit the $1 Million Man used to say? Everybody got a price. And if it was a good enough price and Joe was already giving his critiques anyways, he's like, nigga, give me that shit. I'll just add that to whatever I was doing. But anyways, what do y'all think about this? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today. The Black TJ Ditweiler doing his thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, and hype you. Trying to hit a little bit more, though, you heard me. And I'm gone. Slimes and peace, y'all else gang. Aye.